Today, I'm going to teach you the advantages and disadvantages of aeroponic and hydroponic systems. I'm going to take you through each technology, what it is, and how you can use it to create self-sustaining gardens and farms that produce huge yields. Hi, I'm Jessica with Aeroponics vs Hydroponics.com, and let's get started. Whether you're wanting to start a soil-free garden, looking to save the environment, or simply just want to have the ability to grow any fruit or vegetable in any season, you're probably looking into aeroponics and hydroponics. Self-sustaining farming is an incredibly important way to ensure survival in an emergency situation such as a pandemic, war, or disaster, where access to food may disappear almost overnight. With the right technologies, it can even feed communities, reducing reliance on government, subsidized farms, and factories. It's also a great way to bring farming techniques to otherwise barren parts of the world, such as deserts, rainforests, and Arctic climates. It can reduce deforestation by reducing demand on local farmers to produce crops and clear large areas of forests. Maybe you're unsure as to which method would best suit your needs. This is the ultimate guide to help you choose that crucial aspect of beginning your new garden. I'm going to lay out the good, the bad, and the great of both the hydroponic systems as well as the aeroponic system. I'm also going to recommend which system would be best for your situation. I've got a ton of information coming your way about aeroponics and hydroponics, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now and stay tuned. What exactly is an aeroponic garden? An aeroponic garden is a revolutionary system that allows plants to grow in the air. Instead of using soil, the plants are suspended in an enclosed environment. Spraying their roots with a nutrient-rich water solution allows them to grow strong and healthy. Typically, pressure pumps are used to gently mist your plant's roots with the water solution. What's a hydroponic garden system? A hydroponic system is where the plants are in a growing tray that has a nutrient-rich water solution flowing through the bottom of the tray area, providing food and nutrients to promote the growth of your plants. The cost of the systems? When first starting out, the cost of the system can be a huge factor in choosing which system to utilize for some people. Aeroponic systems can have a much higher initial startup cost when compared to the hydroponic system. This is partially because aeroponic systems depend on machinery to keep the plants alive and healthy. Aeroponic systems consist of machinery such as a high-pressure pump, automatic mist nozzles, and a timer. With this system, your plants are susceptible to power outages and require an expensive backup generator. The plants in this system need to be in an enclosed, dark environment where they then turn carbon dioxide into oxygen. This process is called photosynthesis. However, low-energy lamps should be used to help supplement the photosynthesis. If the machinery fails and the plants go without the needed nutrients, the plants in an aeroponic system will fail to survive within just a few hours post-malfunction. It's this fact that causes aeroponic systems to have a more substantial cost compared to the hydroponic system when you're first starting out. When starting your aeroponic system, you're going to want to make sure that you have a backup solution that's ready to use, just in case your machinery fails. This is a necessary precautionary measure that's needed to ensure that you do not lose all of your plants within just a few hours. Hydroponic systems still can come with a hefty initial cost, and I'll leave you all the links below to our top recommended products and systems. Hydroponic growing setup. In a hydroponic system, the plants are positioned in a growing tray to keep them stable and in place while water flows through the bottom of the tray, delivering the needed nutrients for the plants to survive. You will need to have a water supply, such as a tank nearby, along with a fill line or tube that's connected to the water supply. This will power the water solution through the bottom of the tray and feed your plants. You will also want an overflow drain to return any leftover water back into the water tank. Both aeroponic and hydroponic systems have a substantial upfront cost when compared to the traditional soil gardening option. Hydroponic systems require less necessary equipment compared to the aeroponic system, which needs an extensive amount of equipment to make it a viable option, especially since you need a quality backup system in aeroponics. The cost of each setup will be dependent on what you're trying to achieve. However, once you've paid the upfront cost of the systems, hydroponic systems are usually self-sustainable enough to not require more substantial costs to keep the system up and running. Overall, if you're looking for a cost-effective option, hydroponics is the best way to achieve that goal. How much space do the systems need? In aeroponic systems, minimal space is needed. When utilizing the aeroponic system, plants can be stacked close to each other and on top of one another, and the plants require no growing medium. This means that plants do not take up a large amount of space, and you are able to maximize the plant production in limited spaces. Aeroponic systems also allow you to easily move your plants around as you please, increasing your mobility options and your ability to switch out nursery plants as well as old plants with new plants. In hydroponic systems, the space is utilized a bit more compared to the aeroponic system, but takes up 20% less space than the traditional plants grown in soil. So in this system, you're able to grow plants in a more confined space. Roots of plants grown in a hydroponic system do not have to spread out like they would in traditional soil, resulting in the roots being more compacted and closer together. In conclusion, both systems utilize less space than traditional soil growing. However, aeroponic systems will take up slightly less space when compared to the hydroponic systems. Growth of plants in each system. In aeroponic setups, plants rely primarily on the moisture and oxygen in their controlled environment. This system promotes fast, massive growth and healthy plants due to their roots being exposed to oxygen non-stop and are at less risk of encountering a disease since they are kept in a highly controlled and regulated environment. Roots of plants grown using the aeroponic system. Aeroponic systems allow the plants to maximize their nutrient absorption due to having no growing medium, causing you to produce more plants than you would in a different setup. When using the hydroponic system, you will still get larger plants and healthier plants than you would receive by using the traditional soil method. This is due to the tubes running a nutrient-rich solution directly to the plant roots. Roots of plants grown using the hydroponic system. In both the aeroponic and hydroponic systems, you'll have complete control over the environment, the nutrients being delivered to the plants, the pH levels, light exposure intensity, and duration, which all help promote optimal growth for your plants. In both setups, you will be able to protect your plants from external factors such as the wind and unpredictable weather conditions. If the plant's quality is your main focus or concern, aeroponics is your best option due to the amount of aeration the plant's roots are exposed to. How environmentally friendly are hydroponic and aeroponic setups? Aeroponic setups use a considerably lower amount of nutrients due to the quick nutrient absorption rates. This setup also uses a significantly less amount of water, both of which helps out the environment substantially. Hydroponic setups offer a more energy-efficient setup compared to the plants that are grown in soil, and many hydroponic systems recycle water. This greatly reduces the amount of water wasted. Though both aeroponic and hydroponic systems are more environmentally friendly when compared to traditional soil systems, the aeroponic system is the most environmentally friendly option due to the small amount of water used. The disadvantages of hydroponic and aeroponic systems. Though both aeroponic and hydroponic setups offer a multitude of benefits when compared to traditional soil methods, both do have their downfalls. Aeroponic setups require consistent and constant attention and supervision in order to be successful. This is due to the need for correct pH levels and nutrient density ratios, since this system is extremely sensitive. Being able to figure out the correct ratio and applying it to your system can be extremely difficult to achieve when you're first starting out. Harvesting plants in an aeroponic setup. Aeroponic setups also require a lot of technical knowledge, as it is a very complex and complicated setup. If a power outage happens in an aeroponic system and you don't realize it for a couple of hours, your plants will die and you'll be forced to start all over. Plants grown in an aeroponic system will require regular disinfecting of their root chambers in order to prevent root diseases and create protection from a multitude of microorganisms that could be introduced through the plant's water. Hydroponic setups are also susceptible to waterborne diseases because of the nutrient-rich solution being passed between all of the plants. Disease travels rapidly to every plant once one is infected. Since hydroponic plants are in constant water exposure, bacteria growth escalates quickly in this setup. Both setups are considerably more expensive when compared to the traditional soil gardening and require more upkeep and supervision. In conclusion, what you're trying to achieve will decipher which method is best for you. If you have limited funds and want to keep the cost as low as you can, then hydroponic takes the win. If you're looking to grow the maximum amount of plants in a smaller environment, or are strictly looking to have the best quality of plant possible, then you'd want to go with aeroponics. Another reason why you would want to choose the aeroponics option is if you really wanted to be as environmentally friendly as possible, due to the small amount of water that it requires to operate. Until next time, I'm Jessica, and I'll see you in my next video.